Welcome to News 9 Live, and you are watching On Point with me. I have 9 on points, or 9 big stories, but let me begin with the first. Former Chief Minister of Punjab Channi calls Aam leaders drug mafia during Punjab election campaign. Is the honeymoon between AAP and Congress over? Delhi elections are over and swords have been drawn between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party. There is no love lost between AAP and Congress, who fought against BJP and alliance but went their separate ways in Punjab. The fight in Punjab is between Congress and AAP unless and until Bharatiya Janata Party upsets the apple cart. Can the former enemies truly become friends? AAP demolished the working credentials of the Congress party in 2014. Today, they are united against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It is not a first. BJP and left supported VP Singh, Vishwanath Pratap Singh in 1990. VP Singh did not have numbers but went on to form the government despite ideologically opposed to Bharatiya Janata Party's politics of Hindutva, Ram Janam Bhoomi Andolan. Government did not last a full term. Now let me go back a little more. In 1977, yes, 1977, the entire spectrum of the opposition merged into Janata Party. Bharatiya Jan Sangh, Janata Dal, Congress So, Congress R, Swatantra Party and several others made a united opposition. The government did not last a full term. They also fought on dual membership issue which Sangh leaders opposed. The opposition in 2024, which is today, Lok Sabha elections have boiled down to state-wise alliances. India or the Indi alliance could not firm up as imagined and not even worked out in the course of elections. In practical terms, no common spokesperson, no common candidates in most of the area. So it was state specific. But in midst of all, former Chief Minister of Punjab Charanjit Singh Channi accused AAP leadership of running drug mafia in state just after Delhi polls ended, so vitiating the atmosphere further. Now let me play out the bite of Charanjit Singh Channi, the former CM of Punjab.
अगर युवा छोड़कर जा रहा है तो 10 साल सरकार किसकी रही यहाँ केंद्र में? केंद्र की नीतियाँ क्या जिम्मेवार नहीं है? अगर ड्रग्स फैल रहे हैं तो ये बॉर्डर पे केंद्र क्या कर रहा है? केंद्र बाहर से ड्रोन कैसे आ रहे हैं? कौन जिम्मेवार है इसके लिए? तो उनको अपने मंजे के नीचे सोटा मारना चाहिए, अपने बेड के नीचे देखना चाहिए क्या हो रहा है। यहाँ जलंधर में अधिकारी नशे वालों को फड़ने जाते हैं तो वो अटैक करते हैं क्योंकि नशा माफिया यहाँ के आम आदमी पार्टी के लीडर चला रहे हैं। अब जो बीजेपी में गए हैं पहले वो चलाते थे। इसी तरह नकोदर में कल जो वारदात हुई है, जो बंदे माइनिंग पे गए तो उन पे अटैक हो गया ऑफिसर्स पे, क्योंकि अब ऑफिसर्स के इलेक्शन कमीशन के अंडर हैं तो इसलिए वो जाते हैं पकड़ने गए तो उन्होंने अटैक कर दिया, गोलियां चली। तो ये वहाँ भी जो एमएलए आदमी पार्टी के हैं उनकी देखरेख में सब कुछ चल रहा है, तो उसकी वजह से कल भी जो अटैक हुआ वो आम आदमी पार्टी की वजह से हुआ।
And even Arvind Kejriwal was not at all sparing on the Congress party and their previous record of governance in Punjab. Let's listen in.
इस पार्टी का हो चाहे उस पार्टी का हो, कोई पंजाब के हक के बारे में बात ही नहीं करता था। जो बातें अभी धालीवाल साहब ने की वो बातें वो भी कर सकते थे लोकसभा के अंदर, आपकी आवाज वो भी उठा सकते थे, आपके लिए वो भी लड़ सकते थे। उनको परवाह ही नहीं थी आप लोगों की, उनको शायद पता ही नहीं था कि आपकी ये समस्याएं हैं, उन्होंने कभी चिंता ही नहीं की आप लोगों की। आम आदमी पार्टी आप लोगों की पार्टी है, आपके बीच से निकले हुए लोग हैं हम लोग, हमें आपकी समस्याएं पता हैं। इसलिए हम आपकी समस्याओं के ऊपर काम करते हैं.
So is AAP-Congress alliance organic? Is it limited to 2024 Lok Sabha elections? So the first question is AAP-Congress alliance organic? The second question is it limited to 24 Lok Sabha election, 2024? And third is, or is it part of the strategy whereby space to BJP is denied in Punjab by both of them? But my question to the journalists and political analysts who join me, that is it really workable? I'm joined by Vipin Pabi, senior journalist, Ajit K. Jha, senior journalist, KV Prasad. And Mr. Vipin Pabi and KV Prasad are Punjab specialists. I'll go to Mr. Pabi first. Mr. Pabi, what do we make of Mr. Channi's statement when he says, the leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are running drug trade? Is the honeymoon over?
Karthikeya, let me start with that only about the word that you used about honeymoon. I think that it was never there. I think they are strange bedfellows actually, because they were never seeing eye to eye with each other, and that is why there was no alliance in Punjab. Because in Punjab, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party are two great adversaries. It was because of Aam Aadmi Party that the Congress lost miserably. It is the worst ever defeat in Punjab, a humiliating defeat under the leadership of Mr. Channi, who has come out with some statement today. So they were never together. I think it was only a matter of convenience in Delhi, where Congress doesn't stand much of a chance, and their common enemy was BJP. So there was a common enemy there in BJP in Delhi, which is not the case in Punjab. BJP is still coming up. It is very young, and it will take some time before they really grow up. They have made a presence of themselves there, but it is not the kind of contest what there was in Delhi. So Punjab was ruled out even earlier. They said there will be no alliance, and they agreed for Delhi, and they agreed for Chandigarh Union Territory, where Manish Tiwari is contesting as Congress candidate. And Congress had supported the Aam Aadmi Party in the municipal election. So that's a separate thing. But in Punjab, they don't see eye to eye. They are their worst enemies. And till Aam Aadmi Party is there, Congress will find it very, very difficult to revive. So I think they were never a partnership, or it wasn't even for a short while in Punjab. They had been criticizing each other openly. As I said, in Delhi, there were different circumstances. So that's why they had joined hands for some time.
Mr. Prasad, so as said by Mr. Pabi, there is no honeymoon. My question to you is that yes, they did have some sort of a relationship in Delhi elections, They fought elections together, they campaigned for each other. But in Punjab, it has not happened. And within hours of Delhi polling finishing, the knives were out in Punjab.
Karthikeya, actually, that brings to the basic point. Politics is the art of possible, right? And here the possibility, as Mr. Pabi also put out, is very apt. Delhi, there was a principal rival, big challenge coming from the BJP. And Aam Aadmi Party, even though we all know that Aam Aadmi Party caused the biggest loss to Congress in Delhi, right? Both in Lok Sabha and in assemblies. So Congress doesn't have a space, the kind of space. Similarly, it got routed in Punjab. Now, the question is, I think one of your tiles did mention it. This is essentially a tactic or strategy decided by both parties to deny space to BJP, period. Why? Aam Aadmi Party, for having run the government in the last 18-20 months, is facing a certain amount of resistance. I would use the word resistance because there are certain policies and programs where people are not happy, and it's bound to happen. One. So, if there was anger against Aam Aadmi Party, where would it naturally go? It will go to the opponent. And in case the BJP was the opponent, if Aam Aadmi Party and Congress had joined hands together, technically the opponent would have been BJP. And so the votes get reverted to the BJP. That is something was unacceptable. Why give space? In any case, the Akalis are on back foot in a state where it was a one strong regional party. So I see it more of a tactic. Of course, as Mr. Pabi and you were pointed, there was never a honeymoon in Punjab. It's a fact. They knew, and right from 2017, if you go back, 2017 elections was a pivotal election where one heard that the opponents of Aam Aadmi Party did not mind support the Congress under Mr. Amrinder Singh, Captain Amrinder Singh, because they wanted to deny AAP a space in the
Okay.
city.
So the second panelist is saying that there was never a party in Punjab. The first panelist said where was the honeymoon. Let me go to Mr. Jha. Ajit, do you think that the honeymoon did not exist in Punjab?
See, I think the trouble is that, as Mr. Pabbi pointed out, he used the phrase strange bedfellows. Let me use another phrase, harsher. I would say they are all sleeping with their enemies. And they sleep with their enemies basically for a short period and the main two reasons. One reason is, of course, it's a sleeping with the enemy because for the larger enemy, which is the BJP.
But
and
that,
number two,
Ajit, that only reminds me of Julia Roberts, you know.
and that was the humor part. Here comes the vicious part. They sleep with their enemy precisely when they are actually facing the threat of an ED raid. So what I'm trying to argue, if there was no ED raid, if there was no CBI raid, if they were not on the point of a serious crisis as Arvind Kejriwal is today, I think even that little convenient sleeping with the enemy they had in Delhi would not last, you see. That is the problem. The other problem is sociological. And what is that? Both the Congress base and the Aam Aadmi Party's base are very similar. Whether you talk in terms of the votes where they get from, in Delhi, for example, they both were competing for the Muslim vote, right? Similarly, they compete for the Dalit vote, the OBC vote. But the thing is, they eat each other. So the competition is funny. The competition, to be honest, if I'm not exaggerating, is less against the BJP, more against each other. You see the same thing happening in terms of like when you see Samajwadi Party versus Bahujan Samaj Party in UP. They are actually eating each other up rather than all trying to erode the BJP vote base. The same thing in West Bengal. You see Trinamool and Congress CPM eating each other up, all sort of basically competing against each other for the minority vote and for certain votes of Matuas and the so-called other
let me come to this one more elemental question. Let me play the bite of Rashid Alvi first, and then we'll talk about this drug issue, because this drug issue, it is one plank on which the politics of Shiromani Akali Dal ended. When Congress came to power, Shiromani Akali Dal was like completely defeated, and now the drug problem has not gone away. The parties have changed, the Congress has gone, and the Aam Aadmi Party is there, but the drug issue remains. But let me first play out the bite of Congress leader Rashid Alvi.
देखिए, पंजाब के अंदर ड्रग्स का बहुत बड़ा मसला है और ये आज का नहीं है, बहुत पहले से लगातार आ रहा है। ये जिम्मेदारी पंजाब सरकार की है कि इस समस्या का समाधान किया जाए। पंजाब का नौजवान बर्बाद हो रहा है इस मामले के अंदर और इसे सख्ती के साथ पंजाब सरकार को देखना चाहिए। आपको लगता है कि मैं ये नहीं कह सकता हूँ कि वहाँ पे क्या हालात हैं, लेकिन कांग्रेस के नेता जो भी कुछ कह रहे हैं वो जरूर कहीं ना कहीं उसके अंदर तथ्य हो सकता है।
Mr. Pabbi, the governments have changed, but the drug problem has remained. But there's also a question. Do you think that this vote bank of Aam Aadmi Party is in Punjab, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, is it organic? Or they have evolved in a mutually exclusive way?
Actually, it's a little bit too early to say that organic, because Aam Aadmi Party came in the scene only recently, only a few years ago. And earlier it was just Congress and Shiromani Akali Dal. They were the main rivals for almost 35 to 40 years. But Aam Aadmi Party has come and has disrupted the system. For the first time, they broke that that revolving door politics. One party getting elected and next time getting defeated. So Aam Aadmi Party has disrupted all that. So Aam Aadmi Party, as you know, won 92 of the 117 seats. So it cut across everyone. It cut across Congress very badly. Akali Dal was almost, it was almost, it got away totally. Hardly very few MLAs are there. So it cut across. It was a wave. It was a very tidal wave, I would say, at that stage. But this problem of drugs, as you just heard Mr. Alvi also speaking, this is the blame game that goes on between the center and the state. He is talking about the state government should have done something, like he's actually pointing out to Aam Aadmi Party government here. But what about Congress? Congress had been in power for such a long time in Punjab. Akalis have also been in power. So Chennai today blamed the center. And of course, BJP always will blame Aam Aadmi Party. But to be fair, it's a huge problem, and it's a problem which is not just the responsibility of the state government and the central government, because Punjab has this porous border, despite it being fenced and all that. Now that earlier they've been using tunnels, now they are using drones. But this is an issue which has to be jointly taken up. And unfortunately, because of this a mutual distrust between the state governments and the center, this problem has got dragged on. Every day, even now, we hear of drones laden with heroin and all that being caught. I'm sure the percentage of what they catch is much lower than.
But Mr. Prabhi, in today's election, who has the advantage? Aam Aadmi Party, BJP, or Congress in the Lok Sabha election, sir?
You see, Karthikeya, this is the first ever election in Punjab when there are 4 different parties contesting. Earlier, it was Akali BJP together and Congress and sometime with BSP. But this time, Aam Aadmi Party wasn't there at all. So this time, there are 4 major contestants. So I think the outcome would be mixed, because much will depend on how the third candidate performs, because they will be cutting into votes into each other. So it is very difficult to give a generalized, but the broader picture, what I think, is that nobody is going to take all the seats there, and I think it will be distributed among the major parties.
Okay, Mr. Prasad, is it going to be Aam Aadmi Party, Bharatiya Janata Party, or Congress in Punjab this time? Who has the edge in Lok Sabha elections?
Well, I believe it's essentially a contest between Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, with the BJP and Akali now are contesting separately. So they are in the margins. Essentially, I see it a contest between these 2 major parties. The Congress trying to make a comeback and rest whatever little it can, its prestige.
But who has the advantage? Which issues are working? Is Congress working, or Aam Aadmi Party? If you're saying that it's a contest between 2, who's doing better, sir?
No, I don't know about better. The fact remains there are 2 issues. The BJP, the Congress will naturally attack the Aam Aadmi Party and its governance issues for the last 2 years, or almost 2 years, and try and tap into that anger if it comes, because that is the issue for them to get back some seats. That's the only way. Whereas Aam Aadmi Party, I'm sure, has not lost the popularity to that extent, but yes, it has reduced its. There is a lot of, we use the word resistance to some of the policies and programs that they have been unrolled. So I think that is where the battle lies. And that's, which way, which candidate, how does it tilt, depends on other factors too.
The last question to Mr. Ajit, are you going to call it out for Aam Aadmi Party, or you're going to call it out for the Congress?
I would have, if they had asked me for advice, I would have told them, go together and fight against the BJP, even if the BJP is a number 3 player or number 4 player, because when you add up votes on 2 sides, the seat numbers just jump up. It is a possibility that even if the BJP is number 3 or number 4, as K.V. Prasad pointed out, there is a possibility they might win a couple of seats, right? For the BJP, any kind of picking they get in Punjab will add to their massive numbers from the Hindi heartland. But if you ask me between the Congress and the AAP, I would think that the AAP has just come to power in a massive sweep in the assembly election. So obviously they are more popular. The Congress is the outgoing party. But on the other hand, the prime ministerial candidate of the so-called India Alliance is technically, in the minds of people, either Rahul Gandhi or Mallikarjun Kharge, certainly not Arvind Kejriwal, right? So in that sense, in a Lok Sabha election, we might see the Congress doing better than the AAP, although on the ground, I think AAP is much more popular today compared to the Congress.
Okay, so the AAP is much more popular than the Congress party in Punjab. Well, If you ask my take is, I think the reason why they didn't go together in Punjab is they wanted to keep the fight between themselves. But will it work out for them? Will it give the correct signals? Will it give the signal that, can this partnership endure and continue? I think it's all limited to 2024 and the results. If results are good, then maybe the partnership can continue. If the results are bad, all of them are going to go back to the drawing board. So thank you all of you for joining me in this debate. But please don't go away. There is a second on point after the break, and it is government is working to remove trust deficit between communities in Manipur, says Home Minister Amit Shah.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
वो पूछते हैं कि हम कौन है गालिब, तुम बतलाओ कि हम बतलाएं क्या।
I told him, you do what you think is best. I will not insist.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Healthy mind can reside only in a healthy body.
That is the only cure for the restless mind.
Happiness is a choice.
The fastest way to be happy is to make somebody else happy.
World premiere on the 1st of June, only on News 9 Live.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.